Now, let's talk about FinTech. Now, you may have heard of this term before, but if you don't know what it means, our guest is going to break it down for you. Samantha, are you there?
I'm here. Hi.
So welcome. Samantha Ettus is the CEO and founder of Park Place Payments. So Samantha, what does FinTech mean? Break it down for us.
So FinTech is a fancy word for financial, I guess a shortened word for financial technology.
Correct.
And it came about a few years ago as a new category for venture capitalists to invest in and focus on. And what we do at Park Place is we've taken a sales force of people who are on the sidelines. So maybe formerly professional women who might have taken time off out of the workforce to raise kids or care for sick parents, or middle-aged people who were maybe pushed out of the workforce because of ageism, or people who haven't had as many opportunities because of racism. Or we basically have taken sideline populations and trained them to sell credit card processing to their local businesses. And as the technology evolves, we just sell newer and newer products. And our small business customers love it because they're being serviced by someone who is already a member of their community. And so the money stays local, but they also have access to exceptional customer service. So what's funny is that in FinTech, what you just said, Phillip, it's like FinTech is this, hot phrase, but the need for middlemen, the need for salespeople, for a boots on the street sales force doesn't disappear as the technology evolves.
Right, and that's an excellent point. It facilitates it helps amplify what already exists. I think it's an excellent point. Now, how has FinTech changed the game for entrepreneurs, such as yourself, and for those you serve?
Well, it's created opportunities. Anytime there's an evolution in any category, I think it opens up the door for new people and new players to get involved. And what we have seen is that there's a ton of companies that they might have evolved in their technology, but they haven't evolved in how they can reach these small business owners. So we are now being approached by other companies who want us to sell their financial services products to Main Street because we have basically come up with an advancement in the sales force as opposed to the technology. So it's kind of a FinTech twist. We call it a sales force as a service, our category. So it's been really interesting to get people's heads around the idea that you don't just evolve technology, but you also modernize the way technology is sold.
Love that. Love that. Now, I'm an entrepreneur in FinTech. You're an entrepreneur in FinTech. Do you think, according to you, is it difficult to break into this field of FinTech?
Listen, I think it's difficult to break into any field unless you're a white man. That's what I think. I mean, I think that to be really, really forthcoming about it. I've raised money twice now. When I raise money very intentionally from more than half women and people of color.
Interesting.
And
how much have you raised so far?
Yeah, and the fundraising process would go a lot faster if I didn't have that criteria that was important to me. So I'm really committed, the way we recruit our sales force, the people we go after, we're very committed to making sure that we have an incredibly diverse sales force. And I think you have to be intentional, whether it's fundraising, whether it's hiring, you have to be incredibly intentional about bringing new people into the mix, or else it's going to be the same people over and over, as you probably see as well.
Right. And how many rounds have you guys gone through? 2 rounds so far?
We're just closing our second round now, which is our seed round.
Yeah, seed round. Congrats. Now, before we run out of time, I want to ask you this one thing. What new things do you think you'll see in FinTech over the next 5 years?
Well, we've already seen a huge evolution in terms of small businesses realizing that they can no longer wait to accept contactless payments. So, whereas businesses a couple of years ago, or even in the fall, were like, we'll wait and we'll upgrade our point of sale system eventually to accept Apple Pay. Now, because of COVID, nobody wants to be handing their credit card over and touching a dirty terminal. And so because of that, people are having to switch right away to contactless payments. So that's kind of a current evolution and transition that's happening right now, which has helped our company and companies like ours in the industry. And then I also think that we're going to see an evolution in terms of a return to people-based customer service. So a lot of our competitors there's thousands of competitors in my space, for example, but there's also ones that you've probably heard of that are like shiny, like, Square and Stripe. And those companies don't have live customer service. So imagine you're a small business owner and you're calling with a problem and you can't reach someone and you have to only get online service. That drives people crazy. So I actually think that there's a return to realizing that the people part of technology is really critical.
So return to customer service, essentially.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your insight, Samantha.
Thank you, Phillip.
All right. Take care.